On the 20th of September 2025, the ancient town of Lapai in Niger State played host to a groundbreaking roundtable discussion on advocacy for alleged witches.
The day that Esther spoke to me that we'll be having advocacy on alleged witches, I did not hear anything apart from witches. I did not hear alleged. I did not hear advocacy. I was like, witches. And me, she wants to go and tell me to witches. So that we'll now be all talking about witchcraft. And if there is a witch among us, that person will be witch. That was just my thinking. And that's the thinking of most of us. And these things are done deliberately in the society.
It was a gathering that brought together voices of survivors, community leaders, advocates, and human rights defenders, all united to challenge the destructive power of superstition in our society.
They have tried this, they have tried that, and they don't know what is happening. I said, have you gone to the hospital? He said, no. I said, go to the hospital. The doctor will do some tests. Probably what you say is happening to her now is just it's typhoid. And at the end of the day, when they went to hospital, it was typhoid. But the minds have gone far already. Not until when scientists prove it that there is something called sickle cell anemia. In the past, when the child starts falling sick, every now and after, they say, that old woman in that house. Until later, they now prove it. Some people are recessive. Too recessive, they marry. What will happen? They say they have probability. I say it's a possibility, not probability. They say probability they'll have one child that will be the same thing. That will have the complete carrier. Or that it will affect one child completely. I say no, it's a possibility. Because when you do the crossing the way the scientists do it, one child will be completely affected. So in the past they said no, it's that old woman in the house. So we are meant to believe certain things that are not even there at all.
One after another, speakers took the microphone and shared deeply personal stories. Stories of how false accusations of witchcraft tore family apart, of how mothers, fathers, and grandparents were stigmatized, abused, and sometimes abandoned, simply because of age, sickness, or misfortune.
This woman has just lost her husband, somebody she has loved all her life. She has built her life and her future around this person. And you can't even console her. She's looking at the face of her young children who are less than 10. And then the next thing you can say is, not alone, even the small child that she has. Because you know some kids, when you are growing up, you are outspoken, you can easily say no to some things, and you can easily express yourself. They say, hey, I have been an accused person since I was 10. And I grew up to, one of the problems with this accusation is that at a point you begin to doubt yourself. So everybody sees you as a witch. You've grown up to hear that. People say, oh, something happens and then you want to say something. You don't even have a friend. In your community, nobody wants to be friends with you.
Their words echoed with pain, but also with courage. They reminded us that labeling old people as witches and wizards is not tradition, it is injustice.
And then maybe things are not going well for you, you fall sick or something. All of us here, the Nupe speakers of people from the Nupe community, we know about this witchcraft every single day. In fact, nobody dies in Nupe land. There's no natural death. There is no natural death. Somebody runs mad now. Somebody fell, broke his leg. This is not only harming our bloodline is pulling us apart.
And that the time has come for community to break free from this age-old chain of fear and ignorance. Participants unanimously kicked against the dangerous practice of witch branding, especially against the elderly. They called for greater awareness, compassion, and legal protection for the vulnerable. while urging traditional and religious leaders to take a stand against harmful beliefs that destroy lives.
But I agree with him that that's such one. I'm a better late than never. Yes, we are late. But I think, like our sister said, Gaskia is like we are also playing a role. We are enjoying the drama. What I like is the community leaders, myself, even as a religious leader, I'm supposed to speak. Because it's dehumanization of humans. Aside from injustice, it's dehumanizing. Aside from that, it's also taking away the right, my right as a citizen, and and that is not. So, in the researches we have done, we discovered that the presence of evil is so wide. Say anything. We were young, much younger. Am I in the Ganagan? Nemiga Ganchi, Bani Miataraiwa.
The Lapai Roundtable ended on a strong note of hope, a call for advocacy, unity, and justice, so that no one will ever again be condemned by superstition.
I am the program manager of the Advocacy for Alleged Witches. We are partnering with Mix Ozava's team, Lapai, to have this roundtable discussion on witchcraft accusation and persecution, against women and children in Lapai, Niger State. Okay, yeah. First and foremost, like we discussed in the program, the essence of the event was to give them an avenue, for them to reflect on these harmful, practices that lead to gross human rights violations and persecution. And then, secondly, is to foster a sense of responsibility and compassion, as well as justice, where they would boldly denounce witch hunts in their respective communities, and also strive to either support, defend, or empower people who are accused of witchcraft.
Okay.
Well, at first, when we started in 2020, or rather, at first when Dr. Leo Igwe set up the organization in 2020, many people erroneously regarded the advocacy as a witches group or an association of witches and so on. But with time, seeing our interventions, as well as seeing our interventions in the society and the impact we're creating at that time, this has considerably, significantly shifted, the narrative, because people begin to see us for what we are truly doing in Nigeria and in Africa as defenders of human rights, especially rights of those of people who are accused of witchcraft practice.
We are a group of coalition of women professionals that have been put together to help women drive home their security challenges and give them access to justice. Now, we attended this program about advocating for alleged witches in partnership with the Advocacy for Alleged Witches Foundation, and as MOT chairperson and as a group, there is a lot that we can do in advocating for the rights of people who have been alleged of witchcraft. First and foremost, we can give them a platform where they can air out their complaints, and that platform is a safe space where women feel comfortable to air out their grievances and their complaints, because it's an all-women group. So seeing a woman, you are more free to air out whatever grievances you have. We also have a network of agencies that we work together, so we leverage on the network of those agencies. So wherever your need or security concern is needed, we can make referrals to those agencies. We have the police with us, we have the National Security and Civil Defense Corps, we even have the judges, the lawyers.
The Lapai Roundtable ended on a strong note of hope, a call for advocacy, unity, and justice so that no one will ever again be condemned by superstition. Because behind every accusation is a human being deserving of dignity, love, and protection.